Imagine holding in your hands a coin that could change your life forever. A single Kentucky quarter from 2001 that might be worth up to $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right. But here's the twist: it's only valuable if you know exactly what to look for. Welcome to this eye-opening journey into the world of hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know if you could be holding a fortune, but you'll also learn the secrets to spotting rare coins that could make you millions. The hidden value of everyday coins. Many people think of pocket change as just that, change. But every so often, a coin slips into circulation with a unique mark, an error, or a rarity that skyrockets its worth. And right now, there's a buzz about the 2001 Kentucky State Quarter. While millions of these coins were produced, only a handful have the characteristics that make them worth their weight in gold, or, in this case, silver. Imagine finding a Kentucky quarter you tossed into a jar years ago, not knowing it could now be worth over $1 million. The rare traits that make this coin so valuable are often overlooked, sometimes even by experts. This little piece of metal could mean financial freedom. If only you knew what to look for. So, what exactly makes a seemingly ordinary Kentucky quarter $1 million prize? Hold tight, because I'm about to reveal the specifics that could make you a small fortune. Quick question: ever regret emptying your pocket change jar at Coinstar? Let's hope you didn't throw away a Kentucky quarter. You might have just dumped away your dream car. The unique traits: what makes the 2001 Kentucky quarter so valuable? Now that we've got your attention, let's dig into the $1 million secret. What makes a Kentucky quarter so special that it could bring in over $1 million? Here's where the experts get excited: rare minting errors. Errors might sound bad, right? But in the world of coin collecting, they're everything. One specific error, called a double die, involves a slight duplication in the coin's design. If you look closely at some Kentucky quarters, you might see doubled text or images, especially on areas like the horse, the cabin, or the year. This small flaw, practically invisible to the untrained eye, is the golden ticket. Then, there's something called the high relief error. When you look at the quarter in good light, does it seem like the features are raised, almost exaggeratedly so? You might just have a high-relief Kentucky quarter, and if it also has a double die. Jackpot. This is the quarter every collector dreams about. But there's one more feature that could make this quarter priceless: an error so rare it's only been seen a handful of times. Stick around, and I'll reveal what it is. Unlocking the market value. How to verify and sell your coin. Alright, let's say you've got your Kentucky quarter in hand. You've noticed an error or two, but now what? How do you know if it's the real deal, and more importantly, how do you turn it into cash? First, verification is key. Professional appraisal services, like the Professional Coin Grading Service or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, will analyze your coin under high magnification. A certified grading expert can determine the exact type of error and its rarity, which gives you the authentic value. Sending your coin for grading could cost a bit upfront, but if you're holding a $1.4 million coin, the investment is well worth it. Next, the sale. High-value coins like these aren't sold in casual marketplaces. They're presented at auctions where collectors are willing to pay top dollar. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions specialize in coins just like this, and a little research could connect you with the right platform to fetch the best price. You could literally walk away a millionaire with just one sale. Ever thought selling a coin could feel like playing the lottery? Except in this case, your lucky numbers are tiny engravings on a 25-cent piece. The big reveal: how to spot other million-dollar coins. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with one final thought. If you found a Kentucky quarter with a high relief and a double die error, congratulations, you're sitting on a gold mine. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. Quarters from other states and years also carry unique errors that make them incredibly valuable. This Kentucky quarter could be just the beginning of your journey into rare coin collecting. Imagine how many people toss valuable coins aside without a second glance. Each of those coins could be worth thousands, even millions. But it's only those who understand what to look for that can unlock this hidden fortune. So, next time you're about to spend or toss aside a quarter, take a moment and inspect it. You might be holding a piece of history, a piece of art, and a massive payday, all in one. If this video sparked excitement or gave you that "what if" feeling, don't stop here. Dive deeper. Start looking into rare coin values, familiarize yourself with era types, and start building your own collection. Who knows, your financial freedom might be hiding in plain sight. In this section, I'll take you into the fascinating world of rare coin values. Imagine if just one tiny mark or flaw in a coin's design could transform its worth from pocket change to millions. Sounds like a far-fetched Hollywood script, right? Well, this is real. And the 1995 P mint quarter is a prime example. Here's the key. There were a limited number of quarters minted with a unique set of characteristics. These coins may display subtle imperfections or variations that make them incredibly desirable to collectors. Some quarters from 1995 display subtle errors, such as doubled dies or weak mint marks. These variations are so minute that even seasoned collectors can miss them. But here's where it gets exciting. Coins with these characteristics were not supposed to make it out of the mint. They slipped through quality control and ended up in circulation. And now, collectors are on the hunt for them, willing to pay big bucks to complete their collections with these rare finds. Now, before you rush off to search through every quarter you've ever owned, remember that this is no ordinary treasure hunt. How many of you are already itching to check your pocket change? Hold tight, because I'll guide you on exactly what to look for. But before we reveal the secret traits, let's talk about why collectors would pay so much for a quarter in the first place. What's fueling this demand? The $1 million market, and how you can cash in. The market for rare coins isn't just driven by rarity. It's driven by collectors, investors, and yes, even museums, who see these coins as windows into American history. The 1995 P mint quarter tells a story of an era, of craftsmanship, and of America itself. Each one of these rare quarters acts like a piece of art, capturing a unique moment in time. And collectors with deep pockets will do anything to add it to their collection. Now, here's where the stakes get higher. The truth is, rare coins are quickly vanishing from circulation as collectors buy them up. And the number of these prized quarters with distinguishing marks? It's dwindling. This creates a sense of urgency. Those who hesitate miss out. And with each coin claimed, the value of the remaining ones only grows. It's like holding onto a lottery ticket you don't even know you have. And let's be honest, who doesn't want to stumble across a quarter worth millions? Even if you're skeptical, aren't you just a bit curious what makes this quarter worth so much? I'll bet you've never looked at your pocket change the same way. So how do you identify if you own one of these rare 1995 P mint quarters? There's one thing in particular that can confirm it. Closing revelation: how to identify the $1 million coin. Alright, it's time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Here's what you need to do. Grab your 1995 P mint Washington quarters and examine the following traits. Check for any doubling on the lettering or date, as doubled dies are among the most valuable. Also, inspect the mint mark itself. Sometimes the P can be slightly misplaced or faint. Lastly, watch for any minor errors, such as a weak or blurred design around the edges. These small details can mean a massive leap in value. Now, here's the final kicker. Even if your quarter doesn't quite reach the $1 million mark, unique 1995 P mint quarters can still fetch impressive sums, sometimes thousands or even tens of thousands. And as the market value of these quarters continues to rise, so does the potential payout for collectors like you. Imagine the possibilities. A simple quarter, right there in your collection, transforming your financial future. This isn't just about a coin, it's about the thrill of discovery, the excitement of cashing in on history, and the once-in-a-lifetime chance to turn 25 cents into a life-changing sum. So, what are you waiting for? Dig into your coin jar, check that old piggy bank, or maybe even ask your family members if they've got a 1995 P mint quarter lying around. Because the clock is ticking, and every rare quarter found only increases the value of the remaining few. Imagine a humble 2000 South Carolina quarter lying forgotten in your drawer. But what if I told you that same coin could be worth over $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. This unassuming piece of pocket change might hold the power to change your life, taking you from just getting by to living like you've always dreamed. But here's the catch: not all of them are worth that much. Today, we're uncovering exactly what makes this rare coin worth an eye-watering $1.2 million. So stick around, because what you learn here might just surprise you. Slow pan over a selection of old coins, emphasizing the 2000 South Carolina quarter. You may have heard of people stumbling upon rare coins, right? Stories of everyday people who've turned pocket change into a serious payday. But those stories always feel a bit distant, almost like they're too good to be true. This is different. We're talking about a specific coin you might already own, a simple quarter minted in South Carolina in the year 2000. Now, why would a coin like that be worth over $1 million? It's easy to overlook the pocket change jingling around in our bags, but that's exactly where hidden treasures like this can be hiding. And in just a moment, I'm going to share how you could check your own quarters to see if you're sitting on a gold mine. But first, let's dive into what makes this particular quarter worth so much. Now, here's the exciting part. This 2000 South Carolina quarter isn't just any old coin. Sure, millions of these were minted, but only a rare few have certain qualities that make them stand out to collectors, and collectors will pay a high price for that uniqueness. Why? Because of a small error, something so tiny most people would overlook it without a second thought. It's often called a minting error, and while it sounds minor, it's anything but. These errors could be anything from slight doubling on the text, misalignments in the stamping process, or rare variations in the coin's design. And sometimes these minor differences can make all the difference between a quarter worth 25 cents and a coin worth over $1 million. Imagine finding one of these. You'd feel a rush of excitement, right? Well, that rush is exactly what collectors and numismatists, those who study coins, feel when they find a coin with these rare traits. Now, some of you might be asking, how rare are these coins, really? And more importantly, how can I identify one of them myself? But before we answer that, let's pause for a second, think about it. If you did have this quarter, what would you do with it? Take a moment to imagine. Your life could change in a heartbeat. Alright, here's where the real fun begins. Now that you know why the 2000 South Carolina quarter can be so valuable, let's talk about how to identify these high-value coins. Start by finding any quarters you've collected over the years. Yes, go ahead and dig into those old drawers, check under couch cushions, or in those coin jars you might have stashed somewhere. Even if it feels like a long shot, think about what's at stake. Here's what you're looking for: details that might seem like imperfections. First, check for any doubling on the coin, particularly around the edges or on South Carolina's state outline. Doubling happens when the coin's design appears slightly duplicated, giving it a faintly shadowed look. If you notice something like this, you could be holding something special. Then, look for any unique discolorations or odd texturing. While these might appear as flaws, they're actually highly sought-after traits in rare coins. And if you're lucky enough to spot something unusual, don't hesitate, take it to an expert. Coin dealers and appraisers can give you an idea of the coin's value, and even better, put you on the path towards selling it if it turns out to be the real deal. And now, for the big question: what's the best way to cash in on this potential fortune? Hang tight, because we're about to dive into the strategies you'll need to get the most value out of your rare find. But here's the thing: this isn't a journey without its risks. Selling a high-value coin like this can be a delicate process, and if you're not careful, you could be walking away with far less than it's worth. In just a moment, we're going to reveal the biggest mistakes to avoid when selling rare coins. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Friendly but serious, emphasizing the importance of being smart with your find. Alright, so let's say you've found this quarter, and the experts confirm it's the real thing. Now comes the most critical part: selling it. This isn't just about putting it on an online auction site and hoping for the best. When dealing with valuable collectibles, there are a few essential rules to follow. First, be cautious with appraisers. Seek out a professional appraiser who's not just experienced but also reputable. Ask for recommendations, check online reviews, and make sure they have a solid history of handling high-value coins. And here's a tip: avoid appraisers who also sell coins. They might have a conflict of interest and undervalue your coin to buy it from you cheaply. Another thing to remember: If you're going to sell at an auction, choose a reputable auction house. Look for ones that specialize in rare coins. These auctions attract serious collectors who are willing to pay top dollar, especially for coins as unique as the South Carolina quarter with minting errors. And finally, here's the most exciting part: negotiating. Yes, you can negotiate. Even at an auction, setting a reserve price is your right, ensuring you don't settle for less than what you know it's worth. Pen over a luxurious lifestyle montage to spark the viewer's imagination. Imagine, for a moment, that you've sold this quarter for an incredible amount. Let's say it's that astonishing $1.2 million. What would that mean for you? A dream home? A world trip you've been putting off? Or maybe financial freedom to never worry about money again? All that from one small coin you almost overlooked. So, before you go, remember, what may seem ordinary can sometimes hold extraordinary value. If you haven't already, start looking. That forgotten change in your pocket, that old jar of coins in the cupboard, hidden wealth might be closer than you think, and that's it, folks. Who knew a small piece of South Carolina silver could be the ticket to a new beginning? Keep searching, and who knows, maybe one day you'll be the one cashing in on a fortune. Do you have an old coin lying around, maybe forgotten in a jar, tucked away in a drawer, or sitting in your glove box? You might want to check it. Because right now, there's a particular 1981 Washington quarter, with a simple P mint mark, valued at over $1.3 million. Yes, you heard that right, 25 cents. Now worth over $1 million. Imagine finding that in your pocket change. For some, this isn't just a rare coin, it's a ticket to financial freedom. So, could you be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? In the next 10 minutes, we'll dive into the details of this elusive 1981 P Washington quarter, and why collectors are paying astronomical amounts for it. But stick around, because there's more than meets the eye. In fact, even as we speak, opportunities like this slip through people's fingers every day. And you don't want to be one of them. Cue a quick flash cut of a gleaming Washington quarter rotating under bright lights. Now, let's start with a simple question. Why is a quarter from 1981 with a P mint mark so valuable? After all, there were millions of quarters produced that year. The answer? Hidden rarity. In 1981, the U.S. Mint produced millions of Washington quarters, with a significant number marked with the Philadelphia P mint mark. But what they didn't account for were errors, variations so subtle that only expert collectors would spot them. And once they did, the rush to acquire these rare coins began. Imagine this: a small imperfection or design error on a single coin, turning it into a collector's item worth more than a house. Think of it this way: if one tiny detail could make you a millionaire overnight, wouldn't you want to know what to look for? Now, I know what you're thinking. How can I possibly spot something like this? Well, here's the thing. You don't have to be an expert to uncover the hidden value in your change jar. With a few simple tips, you'll be able to identify if you're holding one of these rare quarters. So keep watching, because I'll share what to look for, and trust me, you'll want to remember this. Imagine going to the grocery store and pulling out a 1981 P quarter, completely unaware of its value. And then, you hand it over for a pack of gum. That's not just losing money, that's losing life-changing wealth in an instant. Alright, let's dive into the specifics of what makes this coin so valuable. The 1981 P Washington quarter's value is based on two main factors: its condition and certain distinctive features. Coins that are in mint or uncirculated condition, meaning they've never been used, are incredibly valuable to collectors. And when I say incredibly valuable, I mean life-changing amounts. Now, let's talk about specific traits. Look for any signs of doubling, especially on words and features on the coin. For example, subtle errors in the word liberty or in God we trust could mean you're holding a rare variety. Experts have found coins with these rare variations that can fetch hundreds of thousands, sometimes even millions, depending on the condition. But here's where it gets really interesting. The market for these rare coins has only been heating up, with collectors now actively hunting for 1981 P quarters more than ever before. Every day you don't check your quarters, you could be missing out on a fortune. In fact, later in this video, I'll share the exact steps on how to verify if your quarter is one of these rare coins. So make sure you keep watching. Missing this information could mean losing out on life-changing wealth. Now, let's say you think you found a potential 1981p quarter with rare features. What's next? Verifying it can be done easily by consulting a coin expert or visiting a reliable online marketplace for initial pricing and comparison. You've taken that ordinary coin, learned about its rare characteristics, and now a collector is ready to pay you a seven-figure sum. A 25-cent coin, now worth $1 million or more. It sounds surreal, but it's the kind of reality collectors are experiencing right now. And why not you? But remember, the time to act is now. The interest in these rare coins is growing. The market is shifting, and each day that goes by could mean your opportunity is slipping away. Would you really want to find out too late that a 25-cent coin in your drawer could have been your financial freedom? So, here's your action plan. Grab your loose change, dig out any 1981 quarters with a PE mint mark, and inspect them carefully. If you find any signs of errors or doubling, it's time to get that coin verified. And hey, don't keep this to yourself. If you know someone who has a jar full of old coins, share this video with them. You never know who might be sitting on a hidden fortune. Because here's the thing, the 1981p Washington quarter isn't the only rare coin out there with life-changing value. There are dozens of others, and I'll be revealing more of these hidden gems in upcoming videos. So, hit subscribe and stay tuned. Your journey to wealth might just be one coin away. Imagine holding a small piece of history, a single quarter, and discovering it could be worth over $1 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single quarter. If you have a 1965 Washington quarter in your possession, you might be sitting on a potential fortune. Now, what if I told you that most people don't even know what makes it special? Stick around because in this video, we're going to uncover how this unassuming coin skyrocketed to a market value of $1.2 million, what makes it so valuable, and how you could potentially turn an overlooked piece of change into serious wealth. Let's go back to the 1960s, an era of change, civil rights movements, and the space race. Amidst all that, the U.S. Mint was busy producing the everyday coins we use without a second thought. 1965 was a notable year for coin collectors because it marked a shift in the materials used for coins. Due to a nationwide silver shortage, the Mint made a critical decision. Instead of silver, the quarters minted from 1965 onwards were made from copper-nickel. But as with any mass production, some rare and unique items slipped through the cracks, and a few quarters were accidentally minted in silver. This little mistake led to the birth of one of the rarest and most sought-after coins in U.S. history. It's like winning the coin collector lottery, if you're lucky enough to have one. But don't get too excited just yet, because identifying one of these rare quarters isn't as simple as pulling out any 1965 coin from your drawer. The silver-based quarters were unintentional, and, therefore, very few exist. It's the kind of discovery that could send a ripple of excitement and curiosity through anyone with a jar of change. And believe me, when I tell you the value, you'll understand why it's worth every second of that search. But here's the million-dollar question, literally. How do you tell if your 1965 quarter is one of these rare, valuable coins? And why exactly are collectors willing to pay such insane amounts for it? Now, here's where things get a bit more thrilling and a bit nerve-wracking. You might have this incredible treasure hiding in plain sight, but how can you know for sure? The answer lies in the details. Regular 1965 quarters were produced in huge quantities, and they're virtually worthless beyond face value. But these rare silver-based quarters? They're like gold mines in disguise. So, how do you spot one? There's one key feature, the composition. A regular quarter will show a clear copper band around its edge, while a silver quarter has a smooth, all-silver edge. Hold your quarter up to the light and give it a close look. See that band of copper? If it's there, unfortunately, you don't have $1 million coin. But if not, you may have just stumbled onto a life-changing discovery. Now, before you rush to check every quarter in your house, let's pause for a second. Take a deep breath. You don't want to miss a single, crucial detail that could mean the difference between finding a rare treasure and just another 25 cents. There's something else that sets this coin apart. Weight. A regular quarter minted in copper nickel weighs around 5.67 grams, but the silver quarter is heavier at 6.25 grams. If you have a kitchen scale handy, you could quickly check if your quarter matches the weight of this rare find. Imagine how incredible it would feel to watch that scale tip toward a treasure worth over $1 million. Still curious why anyone would spend a fortune on a single quarter? The answer isn't what you'd expect. It's not just about rarity. It's about history, significance, and something far more intriguing. So why does this tiny piece of metal attract such sky-high bids? It's about far more than rarity. It's the allure of a mistake. Collectors are drawn to rare items, yes, but mistakes, flaws, and one-offs add another layer of value. It's a bit like finding an original Picasso with a brushstroke that wasn't supposed to be there. It's unique, unrepeatable, and an actual part of history, a story captured in silver. Now that we know why this quarter is worth so much, let's talk about how to turn it into a profitable sale. If you think you've found one of these coins, you'll want to have it authenticated. A certified appraiser or a reputable grading company like PCGS or NGC can verify its authenticity and give it an official grade. This will boost your credibility and make it easier to attract serious buyers. But remember, selling $1 million quarter isn't like posting a coin on eBay and hoping for the best. This is high-stakes territory, folks. You're dealing with serious collectors, investors, and even auctions. Your best bet might be a high-profile auction house where rare coins attract the wealthiest bidders in the world. Imagine the thrill of watching two millionaires go head-to-head over your coin, both desperate to own this piece of history. Now, here's the twist. What if I told you this 1965 quarter isn't the only overlooked coin that could be worth a fortune? What if other coins hiding in your collection are also secretly valuable? Yes, it's possible. Stick with me in this journey through rare coins, and let's uncover how to transform a simple penny or quarter into serious wealth. So, whether you're an avid collector or someone curious about hidden treasures, remember that sometimes the most overlooked items hold the greatest value. You don't need a vault full of gold bars or a collection of jewels. Sometimes, all you need is a single quarter, minted in the right year, with the right mistake. And who knows? The next time you check your change, you might just find yourself holding a fortune. Stay tuned, keep searching, and you just might be the next person to turn a common coin into $1 million moment. Alright, here's a question. When was the last time you actually checked the change in your pocket? Did you ever imagine that one tiny coin could be worth over $1 million? I know it sounds unbelievable, but there's one coin out there that has collectors absolutely buzzing. It's the 1994 D Mint Mark quarter, and there are rumors it could be worth as much as $1.3 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single coin that could turn your life around. But here's the kicker. Most people have no idea what makes it so special, and every day someone's unknowingly spending this little gem on a cup of coffee or groceries. Are you one of them? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, what makes it so incredibly valuable, and if the 1994 D quarter in your hand is the key to financial freedom. So grab your spare change, get comfortable, and stick around. This could be your chance to uncover a life-changing discovery. Let's dive into the history for a moment. But I promise, I won't bore you with a history lesson. Understanding a coin's value is all about knowing what sets it apart, and for the 1994 D Mint Mark quarter, there are a few crucial details. Produced at the Denver Mint, this quarter had a limited run, but there's more. Some quarters were struck with a rare, nearly flawless precision that makes them incredibly valuable to collectors. Now, don't let the words, flawless precision, make you think this is an easy task. Spotting these rare coins is actually like looking for a needle in a haystack. Think you can do it? Imagine the thrill of finding this rare quarter hidden in plain sight, something millions of people overlook every single day. Are you imagining the scene here? You're standing at the checkout, a stack of quarters in your hand. You might be looking at $1 million treasure right there. Feels like a scene out of a movie, right? And yet, it's real, for a few people, that is. Let's break down the specifics. To the untrained eye, The 1994 D Mint Mark quarter looks like any other, but there are unique characteristics you need to know. First, these rare quarters are often distinguished by their sharp details, particularly around Washington's profile and the eagle on the reverse side. Minting experts say that the coins with the highest value often have an exceptionally bold strike, meaning every feature on the coin is pronounced and crisp. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Not only does this coin's condition need to be nearly perfect, but there are particular minting anomalies, like die doubling or mint errors, that make these coins even more unique. Ever heard the phrase, "One man's trash is another man's treasure"? Well, with a coin this valuable, it's probably best to start seeing every quarter as treasure, just in case. But here's the million-dollar question. How can you know for sure that your 1994 D quarter is one of the rare ones? Stay with me because in a moment, we'll cover exactly how to assess your coin and make sure you're not leaving a fortune hidden in your spare change. If you're like most people, you're probably wondering what to do next. Imagine the difference that finding this coin could make in your life, the debt you could pay off, the adventures you could go on, or even that little cabin on a lake you've always dreamed about. But here's the thing, coins like this don't stick around forever. Their value skyrockets in auction because people realize just how rare they are, and collectors are eager to get their hands on them. So, waiting could mean missing out on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You've got this quarter in your hand, and you're showing it off to friends, laughing because just a few days ago, you thought it was worth, well, 25 cents. And now it's a ticket to financial freedom. You never look at spare change the same way again, right? If you're serious about finding out the value of your coin, getting it professionally evaluated is your next step. There are appraisers who specialize in rare coins and will give you an honest assessment. Some even offer virtual evaluations where you can send high-resolution images of your coin, giving you peace of mind before you sell. And when it comes to selling, online auction sites like Heritage Auctions or even a private auction with rare coin specialists can yield the best prices. Imagine watching the bids climb higher and higher, knowing that a simple quarter from 1994 could be changing your life. But here's something most people don't know. There are other coins just as rare, just as valuable, hidden in collections, attics, and jars all across America. If you found this video helpful, you'll want to check out my next video on other high-value coins you might already have in your collection. Because let's face it, who doesn't want to know if there's a hidden fortune sitting around their home? Thanks for watching, and remember, the smallest treasures often have the greatest worth. Start checking your quarters, spread the word, and who knows? You might just be the next person who turns 25 cents into $1 million fortune. Did you know that the change sitting in your pocket could potentially change your life? That's right. Today, we're diving into a 1995 D Mint Mark quarter, a coin that's been quietly gaining attention in the rare coin market. And get this, under the right circumstances, it could be worth up to $1.2 million. Let that sink in for a second. One single quarter with the potential to make you a millionaire. Now I know you're thinking, how can something as ordinary as a 1995 quarter be worth millions? Stick with me because the answers might surprise you. Let's face it, if you're anything like most of us, you'd be happy just to find an extra $20 in an old coat pocket. But $1 million quarter? That's on a whole other level. So, what makes this particular 1995 D Mint Mark quarter so special? It's all about the combination of rarity, condition, and wait for it, collector demand. There were millions of quarters minted in 1995, but only a handful have the unique features that make this coin so valuable. We're talking about rare era coins, pristine uncirculated coins, and yes, some unique minting characteristics that were never meant to be in circulation. And here's where things start to get really interesting. Imagine stumbling across this quarter at the bottom of a junk drawer, barely giving it a second thought. But hidden on the face of that coin could be details invisible to the naked eye, subtle flaws or unique markings. These imperfections are exactly what collectors are looking for. And what if one day, a coin expert told you, hey, this isn't just any quarter. It's worth more than a new luxury car. What would you do next? That's the exciting part. This 1995 D Mint Mark coin, when it has certain specific features, becomes a collector's dream, a treasure that can bring you a serious payday. But here's the kicker. Only a tiny number of these quarters have the distinct qualities that drive the value up to that eye-popping $1.2 million mark. So it's not just any 1995 quarter. It's a quarter with a story, a quarter with rare details that make it one of a kind. But don't rush off to your coin jar just yet. Before you can spot these details yourself, there are 3 crucial factors you need to understand. Alright, let's get into what you need to look for. First, the mint mark placement. The D on the 1995 quarter, if slightly misaligned or doubled, could be the ticket you're looking for. Coin experts call this a double die, and it's a clear indicator of rarity. Second, condition matters. Any minor scratches, discoloration, or imperfections will lower the coin's value drastically. We're talking about coins in near-perfect condition, ones that look as though they were never touched. These are the coins that attract top dollar. So don't go cleaning or polishing anything just yet. In fact, handling them can reduce their value if done incorrectly. And finally, certification. Without official grading, even a rare quarter won't sell for top dollar. This means that if you do find a 1995 D mint mark quarter with unique characteristics, your next step should be professional grading. So now the question becomes, could one of these life-changing coins be hiding in your home right now? Think about it. A single coin could open up the door to a new lifestyle, one where you're not worried about finances, where you can live life on your terms. And it's all because you took the time to learn what to look for. Imagine the feeling of uncovering a treasure hidden in plain sight, something so valuable that it could pay off your mortgage, buy you a new car, or even fund your dream retirement. So what's stopping you from searching right now? Take a look at any 1,995 quarters you have lying around. Even if you don't find one right away, there's no shortage of coins out there, and with a little patience, you could end up holding a fortune in your hand. And if you're ready to dive even deeper, hit that subscribe button. We have more tips, more secrets, and more hidden treasures to help you on your journey to financial freedom. Remember, sometimes the most extraordinary things are found in the most ordinary places. That old coin jar just might be the start of something incredible. Are you ready to find out? Imagine finding a quarter from 1986, a coin you probably used to buy candy or pay a parking meter, only to realize it's worth a life-changing $1.3 million today. Yes, you heard that right. $1.3 million for a single quarter. Now, what if you have one sitting somewhere in your house right now? Would you even know it? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot this rare coin, what makes it valuable, and if you're one of the lucky ones who might be sitting on a small fortune. In 1986, the US Mint released quarters just like every other year. But hidden among these everyday coins is a small batch from the Philadelphia Mint that's anything but ordinary. Why is it special? Let's go back to that era, a time when no one would suspect a regular quarter would hold such immense value. A time when these coins were simply circulating in cash registers, grocery stores, and kids' piggy banks across the country. Little did anyone know, a few of these coins bore something unique, an anomaly that would later make them collector's gold. Now, here's the fascinating part. Many people who have these coins don't realize what they're holding. They go about their day with this small treasure in their possession, totally unaware it's worth enough to buy a house, or even a few. And yes, some of these coins are indeed in circulation today, hiding in plain sight. Feeling a bit curious about that change jar yet? Let's pause for a moment. When was the last time you checked under the couch cushions? Go on, I'll wait. Kidding, but honestly, people have found these coins in the strangest places. So don't discount that old junk drawer just yet. So, what makes this 1986 mint mark quarter worth so much? It's a question that has puzzled coin enthusiasts and collectors alike. The key lies in its rarity and a few distinguishing features that separate it from its less valuable counterparts. This particular coin is so rare that even seasoned collectors consider it a holy grail find. We're talking a scarcity so extreme that it has created a frenzy in the collector market. When a coin like this appears at an auction, people scramble to outbid each other, pushing prices to astronomical levels. Now, here's where things get interesting. Identifying the 1986 P mint mark quarter isn't straightforward. There are precise details to look for. There are subtle signs in the design and texture, small markers of authenticity that you must know. Imagine missing out on $1 million windfall just because you overlooked a tiny symbol. The stakes are high, but don't worry, I'll walk you through these details shortly. Just imagine, though, how thrilling it would feel to spot that mint mark and realize you're holding $1 million coin. Before I reveal the exact details to look for, let me tell you about a true story that will give you chills. A man in Florida sold one of these coins for $1.3 million just a few years back. Imagine the surprise, the life change, the excitement of discovering that your pocket change is actually worth millions. Could that be you next? Let's find out. Alright, here's what you need to look for. First, the P mint mark. It might sound simple, but locating it can be tricky since it's a detail that goes unnoticed by many people. The 1986 P quarter's value is linked to this small mark, but it's not just any P. The placement and style are distinct, adding to its rarity. Now add in a sharp, crisp strike, along with a slight error in the design pattern, which you'll find on only a small number of these coins. To add to this, check the coin's edges. Often, wear and tear on these rare coins are clues to their value. If the edges are unusually pristine for its age, it might indicate something special. And if you think you've found one that checks these boxes? My advice: don't try to sell it on your own. Reach out to a reputable coin appraiser or auction house to ensure you're getting top dollar for your find. Let's put it in perspective. A single coin that could make you a millionaire. Think about that. What would you do if you suddenly had $1.3 million in your bank account, all because you spent a few minutes examining your spare change? Would you retire early? Travel the world? Pay off your mortgage? Don't let this chance slip by. Before you go digging through your couch cushions, though, hit that like button if you found this video helpful, and subscribe for more tips on finding hidden treasures in plain sight. Remember, time is ticking, and coins like these are getting harder to find with each passing year. So, the next time you find an old quarter, take a closer look. It just might be worth more than you ever imagined. A simple $quarter coin you could find lying around, but this one is worth $1.4 million. Sounds unreal, right? What if I told you, right now, you could have a fortune hiding in your own pocket change? We're talking about a rare 1999 New Jersey quarter that collectors are going crazy for. By the end of this video, you'll know why this coin is worth such a jaw-dropping sum and how you could discover one yourself. So grab your loose change, because this may be your ticket to financial freedom. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's just a quarter. How valuable can it really be? Let's dive into the fascinating world of rare coins and discover what makes this one so special. Stick with me, because the details could be life-changing. Now, let's rewind to 1999. The U.S. Mint was celebrating the 50 States Quarters program, which was one of the most ambitious coin series ever. This program honored each state with a unique quarter, and in 1999, New Jersey's iconic quarter was introduced. But here's where it gets interesting. While millions of these quarters were produced, only a select few have a unique error that has turned them into pure gold for collectors. And before you wonder, no, we're not talking about a leprechaun-level lucky charm. There's a solid, technical reason why this particular coin is so valuable. But here's the kicker: you can't just eyeball these coins. You need to know exactly what to look for. And don't worry, because in a moment I'll reveal what makes this quarter truly one in a million. Now, let's talk about the error that makes this coin so valuable. Because yes, this quarter may look like any other, until you know its secret. So, what exactly is it that drives collectors wild and pushes the value up to $1.4 million? Here's the shocking truth. The rare 1999 New Jersey quarter is known as an off-center error coin. In simple terms, during minting, the design shifted, leading to a distinctive misalignment. This error was rare and random enough to make the coin practically priceless today. These errors only happened in limited runs and were quickly caught, which means only a few actually made it out to the public. But those few? They're the million-dollar coins people are scrambling to find right now. So, If you've ever wondered why Grandpa obsessively inspects every coin he gets, maybe he's onto something. Now that you know about the error, the real question is, do you have one? Well, finding it is a bit like hitting the lottery. But here's the exciting part, it's not impossible. I'll tell you exactly how to spot one and increase your chances of finding this rare gem in your own coin collection. First, let's talk about what to look for. Pull out any 1999 New Jersey quarters you have and check for an obvious misalignment in the design. The Statue of Liberty on one side and Washington on the other should be noticeably shifted. If your coin has this off-center look, congratulations, you may be holding a fortune. But don't just stop there. Many collectors are missing out because they don't know the final steps to confirm their find. I'll explain those in just a second, so hang tight. Now, here's the tricky part. Even if you find one, what next? You might think you can walk into a bank and exchange it for a fortune. But there's a process to follow, and if you miss a step, you could end up losing out on thousands, or even millions. So, if you think you've found this rare 1999 New Jersey quarter, here's what to do. First, get it appraised by a professional coin dealer. This isn't something you want to leave to guesswork. Next, make sure to protect it from any damage. Even a small scratch could lower its value. Finally, list it with a certified auction house, where high-end collectors are likely to bid on it. And yes, they're waiting. So, what are you waiting for? Check your quarters, because the next time you pull out change for a coffee, you could be holding $1 million coin. The thrill of the find, the potential for wealth, it's all within reach. Just imagine the life you could lead with that extra boost of wealth. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'll be covering more rare coins that could make a difference in your life. Because wealth isn't just about earning, sometimes, it's about discovering what you already have. What if I told you a simple 1989 quarter hiding in your spare change could be worth a life-changing $1.2 million? Yes, that's right. One little quarter with no mint mark could pay off your mortgage, secure your retirement, or even make your lifelong dreams a reality. Imagine finding a hidden treasure buried in plain sight, right in your wallet. But here's the thing, this isn't just about any quarter. It's about one very rare, very specific 1989 quarter without a mint mark that has collectors buzzing. Now, you might be thinking, really, a quarter? Worth over $1 million? Yes. And by the end of this video, you'll know how to spot it, why it's worth so much, and how to see if you're holding a piece of modern treasure. Stay with me, because every detail matters here. We'll reveal everything you need to know, because who knows, this rare piece could be waiting for you to discover it. Let's dive into what makes this coin so exceptional and so unbelievably valuable. Now, before you go running to check your spare change, remember that this rare find is not common. But that's what makes it all the more exciting. Because if you have it, you could be holding the key to financial freedom. Let's start with the basics. You may be wondering, why does this particular quarter have no mint mark? Good question. In the world of coin collecting, the mint mark, usually found on the front of the coin, indicates where it was minted: Denver, Philadelphia, or San Francisco. But this 1989 quarter, for reasons still not entirely known, has no mint mark. And this anomaly alone sets it apart, making it one of the rarest coins out there. So why the astronomical value? For one, collectors are fascinated by anomalies. Errors, oddities, and things that don't belong. These make coins more than just money. They become historical treasures. And as any collector will tell you, rarity equals value. But here's the twist. Only a handful of these 1989 no-mint mark quarters have been authenticated. With only a few in existence, and demand constantly rising, the value has skyrocketed to an astounding $1.2 million for those in near-perfect condition. Imagine the thrill. Finding one of these rare coins and knowing its worth could redefine your entire future. But wait, don't grab your magnifying glass just yet. You need to know what to look for. Many people mistake other quarters for this one and miss out on a true fortune. But let's be clear, checking under the couch cushions may not cut it. Rare finds like these don't pop up daily. That's why they're worth millions. Wouldn't it be amazing if they did, though? Suddenly everyone's pocket change could make them millionaires. But this quarter? It's rare, like unicorn rare. Alright, you're probably wondering, how do I know if I have the quarter? Here's where the search begins. Pay attention because these key identifiers are essential if you're serious about finding this $1,000,000 gem. Now, let's talk identification. First and foremost, this 1989 quarter should have absolutely no mint mark on it. Flip it to the front, under the date, you'll either see a tiny P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or S for San Francisco, or nothing at all. And that nothing is exactly what we're looking for. But wait, before you celebrate, there's another factor. This coin's condition, or grading, dramatically affects its value. A quarter with a minting anomaly in mint condition can be worth millions, but if it's heavily worn, the value can drop significantly. You're probably asking, so how perfect does it need to be? Here's where professional coin grading comes in. Coin grading services, like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS), will authenticate and rate your coin. An MS67 rating or higher puts you in millionaire territory. Lower ratings? Still valuable, but you're no longer in the seven-figure range. And here's a thought: who knew pocket change could be so high maintenance? But this isn't any pocket change, it's potential wealth. Imagine finding your quarter, sending it off for grading, and anxiously waiting to hear if it's worthy of that $1,000,000 valuation. The anticipation alone could drive anyone crazy, but with stakes this high, every step is worth it. Because if you find the right coin, your life could take a serious turn. Now, for those who find they have an authentic, high-grade 1989 no-mint mark quarter, auctions are where the magic happens. Auction houses are flooded with wealthy collectors eager to invest in rare, unique finds like this. And remember, they're not bidding on just a quarter, they're bidding on history. So, what's next for you? How do you turn this discovery into cash, without getting scammed or undersold? If you're serious about cashing in, you need to consider professional coin appraisers or major auction houses, not just any buyer. And trust me, a $1.2 million dollar quarter isn't something you sell to just anyone. You want top experts who understand the true worth of what you've got. So, here's your mission: check your quarters. Look for that elusive 1989 with no mint mark and, if you're lucky enough to find it, get it graded by professionals. This one small step could change everything. Remember, fortunes don't just happen to other people, they happen to those who go looking for them. This could be your moment. This could be your $1,000,000 discovery. So, don't just wonder if you have it. Go check, take action, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be the one telling the story of finding a quarter worth over $1,000,000.